What's up, you guys? It's your boy Ed from Source Tech. Welcome to Setup Wars episode 278. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and an awesome New Year's. I also hope you guys put together some New Year's resolution goals for 2022. For me personally, I do want to spend more time with the family and always put work second. That is something I want to focus on for 2022. But yeah, with that said, if you guys want to be a part of the show, make sure to watch the video link down below. But with that said, sit back and relax, because you know what time it is. As a reminder, you guys can always pick up a cheap Windows CD key for less than $15. Just click on my link below and use the code TS20 for an extra 20% off. Once you get your CD key, just visit the activation settings in Windows and change your product key. It's that simple. Kicking out the episode is Devon's very clean gaming setup. He's a full-time college student from Texas that built this setup for the purpose of gaming, YouTube, school, and movies. I just gotta start off and say I love how he outlined the hexagon panels on the wall with these diffused RGB strips. It's subtle where it doesn't take away from the presentation, but it's enough to tickle your curiosity. Mark my words, by the way, these diffused RGB strips are gonna be the new hype for all of 2022, simply because the light strip itself is already diffused out of the box, eliminating any hotspots. The desk is made out of a single lag captain tabletop from IKEA that's lifted above the Alex units with some capital legs, and it looks like he added some lighting in between as well for a little bit of glow. Nicely done. Instead of a dual stack monitor setup, we got a T monitor layout with a 34-inch as the main and a 27-inch at vertical because of schoolwork and Discord. Below that, we got the glorious Model O wireless mouse paired with an AM Pro 2 with side printed keycaps and a custom made wrist rest out of wood that he also painted. Pretty cool. I do have some slight concerns with the placement of your Echo Show and the left speaker. They're being blocked off by the vertical monitors, so you're not able to take advantage of them. I would try and move them to a more optimal location. I do like how you decorated the setup though. The vines hanging from the wall combined with the LED floor lamps are a nice touch. Almost as nice as the O11 mini build. We got the Ryzen 5 3600 paired with the Gigabyte RTX 3060. Looks like someone decided to put as much thought into the aesthetics as well as the performance. Nicely done on a beautiful PC and a setup. Thank you, Devon, for starting off the show. Here's a pretty awesome budget setup from Frothy, who is just 14 years old. He's a self-made businessman from New Zealand who makes and sells custom keyboard cables. And well, you can probably already imagine where he saved his money from. In fact, this entire setup costed him only $1,800. It all started with an old iMac that he got for $100 and slowly upgraded the setup over the next 8 months from buying used gear and waiting for sales. Very smart guy. The result is this beautiful custom-made floating desk design with a custom headboard. The desk is very cool. He made it out of melamine and plywood, and it has this sandwich look to it with some RGB to light up the center. And then we have this beautiful headboard that's mounted to the wall using a TV mount. This gives the setup a really cool three-dimensional look while also providing a surface to mount the monitor and both of his speakers against, further contributing to this clean and minimal look he was going for. As clean as the custom headboard looks, it does come with some drawbacks, like not having any space in the back to pass through the cables, so you're basically forced to route them through the desk, which is what Frothy did for his keyboard and smartphone charger. However, instead of drilling a hole through both of the desks, he only went through the top layer and out the back. His main keyboard now is a modded SK64 with lubed Gateron Reds, however he kept his original keyboard as a decorative piece on the side. Aside from the speakers, he does own a pair of Arctis 5s that he stores on the top shelf next to a few plants for decoration. When you go out of your way to build a beautiful custom setup like this, it's very important to build a PC that also complements the setup, right? I think going with a white-themed mini ITX build was the perfect choice for this specific type of setup. I'm very impressed with what you were able to build on such a tight budget. Thank you, Frothy, for sharing this with us, and good luck with your business, my guy. Setup Spotlight is back, and Dylan is the lucky chosen one for this episode. He's a streamer and content creator from Canada that built the setup in the span of 1.5 years. Already at first glance, I can see a few things that can use some tweaks. Starting with the desk layout. I feel like placing your PC on the right side would have made the most sense, as it would be a lot easier to hide the cables as well. If you wanted a better location for the webcam, you can always rotate the top monitor in vertical mode on the side and then mount the ring light with the webcam on the top monitor, unless of course you are comfortable with that layout. What isn't comfortable is the mic and boom arm location. It kind of looks like it comes out from behind you almost because it's mounted on the lip of the desk. Wouldn't it make more sense to mount the boom arm on the right side so it's perpendicular to your mouth? Another thing you can work on is the cable management. It's obvious you didn't put any effort into it at all, which is fine because there is always room for improvement. Grabbing a few mesh cable trays is a very easy way to help clean up the cable mess underneath your desk, and it's a great place to store your power strip as well. But yeah, those are just some of my recommendations to help you improve your setup. Thank you, Dylan, for sharing this with us. This next setup from Heath is an engineering masterpiece that even I haven't fully comprehended after looking at the submission. It is hands down one of the most unique setups I have seen on the show in a long time. So Heath is a corporate recruiting manager from Texas who built this contraption of a setup for mostly productivity, working from home, recording music, and consuming media. What's interesting about this setup is the monitor layout. Okay, so we got dual 22-inch Acer monitors in vertical mode that are mounted against the desk, and then between those is a custom-made stacked shelving unit that keeps some of his gear like additional displays and audio gear. I gotta hand it to Heath for this level of creativity. He managed to build something that brings a ton of functionality while also looking aesthetically good at the same time. For peripherals, he's rocking the Douk Audio full size with an MX Master 3 mouse, but check out the cable routing of the keyboard. This is actually genius, okay? He created a pivot point for the cable to get that beautiful 90-degree bend. That is so beautiful. Moving on to audio, we got a set of Yamaha HS5 studio monitors that are sitting on custom shelves that he created out of IKEA mom drawers and a few capital legs. And then we have his mic and boom arm setup on the right side that's hooked up to another desk, which holds his audio recording equipment. I can only imagine the amount of cables this setup has, but Heath did a fantastic job keeping everything under control. Now the PC powering the setup is actually a laptop that's also his main display. It's a Lenovo Yoga that's packing the i7 9750H and a GTX 1650. This was definitely one of the more unique setups I have seen on the show lately. Thank you, Heath, for sharing this with us. Wrapping up the episode is another clean and minimal budget setup. Herrico from the Philippines built the setup in the span of 2 years for gaming, editing, and browsing the web. We got a triple monitor layout with a 27-inch as the main, a 19-inch in vertical mode as the secondary, and a larger 32-inch TV up top. For peripherals, you got the popular rack keyboard paired with a Logitech G102 Prodigy gaming mouse with excellent cable routing across the desk. We do have a few Logitech Z102 speakers for the main audio, but he does swap over to the Fantech headset when he games. I do like the effort he put into creating some cool designs with the acoustic panels instead of leaving them by default. I always encourage a little bit of creativity when people are putting together a setup. Don't be afraid to try something new and different. The results might surprise you. Finishing up with the custom PC, we do have a pretty cool white on black build featuring the Ryzen 5 3600 and the MSI RTX 2060 Super. But yeah, really nice PC to complement a nice setup. Thank you, Herrico, for sharing this with us. And that will do for today's video. As always, make sure you guys comment below. Let me know which of these setups was your favorite. If you guys are enjoying Setup Wars, as always, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. Of course, you don't have to. And if you're new here, consider subscribing because I do host Setup Wars every single Monday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.